Aloha, and welcome to Virtual Live at the Legislature. I'm Carolyn Tanaka, and joining me this morning are two representatives from our neighbor islands. First of all is Representative Dee Morikawa. She is the Kauai representative representing Waimea and Ni'ihau. And also from the beautiful island of Maui is Representative Troy Hashimoto, and he represents Wailuku and Waihe'e. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carolyn.
It's nice to see y'all again. Hopefully we will be meeting in person shortly. It looks like we have done this, the state has done a fantastic job and people listened and we are flattening the curve. Representative Morikawa, Kauai has been particularly successful in keeping your numbers down. What was it like and what is the morale like now?
Well, Carolyn, this has been an unbelievable moment in history. I mean, although you kind of people predicted that this might happen, you just don't believe that it would, and it has. Here we are today. And fortunately, on Kauai, the mayor took really quick action and instituted that curfew, that 9 to 5 curfew that was very, very controversial, but we think that in the long run, that has led to such low numbers on Kauai, where we had 21 cases total. And it's been almost, a long time before since we've had a new case, and that we have just one more active case that was recently released from the hospital. So that's really great news. And we got to praise our mayor for that. And he's been very supportive and entertaining, as we all have found out on social media. So we're really lucky that we have a good leader at the top. But yeah, Kauai is doing
Yeah, who knew he was so
exactly. Yeah.
And Representative Hashimoto, Maui had a couple of unique challenges, especially with the cluster at the hospital. But so how are things going on Maui, and what is the morale like?
I think you're right. We do have a lot of unique challenges on Maui. We are a tri-isle county, and so I think there's a lot more complexities when you have those various islands. But I think we've been working hard in conjunction with the county to make sure we can flatten this curve. And I think we've, Maui, although we've had cases, I think we've done a great job. I think the biggest concern has, especially for Maui Island specifically, is really trying to figure out how we're dealing with our hospital. I think, we'll look back and we'll identify what went wrong at the hospital to create a cluster. But I think moving forward, it's really about making sure that we support our frontline employees, making sure that they're proper protective equipment, and making sure that, if coronavirus does come back, we're ready for it. And so that has been our focus at this point. A part of the Maui delegation visited the hospital to make sure that, things are moving forward in terms of communication with employees. So everyone is on the same page. Because I think, we only have one hospital here on Maui. And so as a result, we need to have confidence and support those who are working to take care of us. So I think my hope is we'll see our way out of this, but I think we need to keep focus on getting the essentials done to make sure that if anything does happen, we are prepared.
And I know that since the legislature, since we've been in shelter in place and we had to recess, that a lot of our lawmakers, your colleagues, have been very busy in your district, working with your constituents, keeping them informed. Representative Dee, what are some of the things that you've been doing in this new normal times?
Well, for me, I've been trying to be quarantined as long as I could because I came back from Oahu. But my community is just awesome. We have this group in Kekaha. They call themselves the Uncles, and they've been helping the school with getting extra food out to the schools when they come to pick up their meals for breakfast and lunch. They go out of their way, and we're lucky because these guys are fishermen. They catch fresh fish, and they're able to distribute it to whoever stops by for food. So they've been wonderful, and it's been happening all over. I'm lucky that in my district, I have 3 schools that are giving meals away to students. So that's really big, and I'm very thankful.
Representative Troy, what about you? I know that you've been busy doing, in fact, you've got something, an event going on today.
Yeah, we've been very busy here on Maui. I think we've been really trying hard to reach out with constituents. I think now more than ever, they need assistance. I think unemployment is a huge issue, and we've been trying to walk a lot of constituents through that process. And I feel your frustration. It is a tough process. I even tried to call the unemployment line myself the other day, and it is difficult to get someone on the phone. So I'm just trying to understand how we can fix it, and I think the legislature is really trying to pressure the governor and the Department of Labor to make those changes. Yes, we do have a big event coming up today from 10 to 1. We'll be distributing masks in conjunction with the Nisei Veterans Memorial Center and everyone Hawaii who purchased the masks. You've seen them throughout the state. So today is Maui's Day. And we will be, distributing them at TJ's Warehouse in Central Maui, at Island Grocery at both locations, and Pukalani Superette in Upcountry Maui. And so, from 10 to 1 again, 4 locations, and we just want everyone to stay safe because you do need a mask. That is a mandate here on Maui, and I think that's really important to make sure that you follow those instructions.
Well, I'd like looking ahead. As I said earlier, we will be restarting the economy. It will be a new normal. It will not be easy. And nobody has all the answers. But in the few minutes that we have remaining, I'd like to get both of you, your thoughts on what do you think, or what would you hope that a post-COVID world looks like for your island and for the state? Dee, you want to take that first?
Yes, Carolyn, I think we have to get used to the fact that we have to stop the spread of anything. And wearing masks is going to be the new normal. And just going to grocery stores, there's going to be that protection between you and the other person. We have to get used to that. But the most important thing right now is to stabilize the budget for us legislators. And we have to focus on economic recovery. And, we can get back to that time later in the future where we can start dealing with child care and just housing and just making people's lives a little easier. Thank you.
Thank you. Troy, you are a freshman lawmaker. You are a young guy. This world will belong to you and your colleague, your classmates soon. This is an opportunity for us, is it not?
It absolutely is. I think, when I talk to a lot of my, colleagues and people I grew up with, I think it's really thinking about how do we rebuild this economy and do it in a way that's thoughtful and sustainable, that can sustain, this type of downturn. So I think instead of going back to the same old, I think this is a time to kind of reinvent ourselves, and how that looks. I think that's going to take the entire community to determine. We're going to really have to brainstorm and work together to figure out what that is. But I think that there is an overwhelming support of trying something new. So I'm in support of that. I want to work on that because I think, absolutely, we don't want to go back to what we had because I think there is a lot of excitement for our future.
So maybe out of all of this, something good will end up and turn out. I am sure. I think we were all a bit afraid of the future, but also very excited about the possibilities. And I would like to thank both of you, Dee from Kauai and Troy from Maui, for joining us today. And thank you for joining all of us, all you virtual people out there who got up at 8:30 in the morning to watch us. We will see you next week, Tuesday. Aloha.
doing? We have to go. I'm gonna be late for work.
It's Tuesday morning. I gotta record live at the Legislature on Alelo. Senate and House leadership discussing what's happening at the state capitol.
So just watch it on the news tonight. Come on, let's go.
Hey, this is like getting the news before it's news. If only I could get this remote to work.
There. Can we go now?
No DVR? No problem. Watch Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. on Channel 49.